An early morning trip to a Fort Wright store for nachos and cheese nearly turned into a tragedy.
Police say two teens stole a car they did not realize a 4-year-old child was in it, and now they're facing kidnapping charges. 9 on Your Side reporter Tom McKee spoke with both relieved parents this afternoon. He's standing by live, and Tom, I imagine they are so very grateful tonight.
They certainly are. Kelly Garrett and Brian Goldsby are thanking area police departments like Fort Wright and the Lord above for the safe recovery of their 4-year-old daughter, BRIYAH. She was in her mother's car on that trip to the store at the Speedway down at the end of near Madison Pike here when police say those two teens jumped into the car and simply sped off. There were smiles, tears, and hugs Thursday among Kelly Garrett, Brian Goldsby, and 4-year-old BRIYAH. It was a relaxed family scene in front of their Covington home, a far cry from earlier in the day.
Felt like a nightmare. And then you just wake up to reality. Now you just know you got to live through the experience. Just hope something like this never happens again.
Things went wrong around 1 a.m. Garrett went to the Speedway for nachos and cheese and parked in front. Since BRIYAH had just fallen asleep, she went inside to see if a cashier she knew could watch the child. Within 20 seconds, two teens had stolen the car.
Unknown to the suspects was a 4-year-old child inside the vehicle sleeping.
My heart died. It's panicking. I see I'm like, my baby. I start screaming. I'm just like, call the police. I mean, I couldn't. Horrible. Worst thing ever.
Police issued an Amber Alert. Officers from 11 departments responded, including numerous canine units. But technology was the key to finding the car.
The victim's phone was in the car, and we got a ping that put it within 3 miles of what we call the Barrington Tower.
The trail led to the Kroger on Dixie Highway in Fort Mitchell. BRIYAH was found safe and sound. She'd slept through the whole thing and was quickly reunited with Mom and Dad at the Fort Mitchell Fire Department.
And I grabbed her and I held her. We was kissing, and me and him and her, we're just holding each other, holding her, just like, bye-bye. Oh, it's like amazing.
She come running to us. She come running to us, hugging on us. She didn't really know what was going on by her being asleep the whole time in the car. She didn't really know what was happening, but just, it's good. It's a blessing that she's back.
Some very happy parents, as Tanya mentioned. The 17-year-old suspects were picked up later in Covington. They'd stopped to use the cell phone of a Rumpke truck driver and call their parents to reportedly say goodbye. Covington police officer Mark Richards spotted them and the arrests were made. New at 6, what the juvenile justice system plans for these two teens tomorrow. That story coming up. Tom McKee, 9 on Your Side, live in Fort Wright.